My name is Murat Baday. I'm a Stanford scientist at School of Medicine. I've been developing technology for medicine past 10 years. And I started as a physics career and did study particle physics and then biophysics PhD and moved to more medicine and then developing medical AI technologies. Meanwhile, founder of Magnimind Academy, and where we started this company 10 years back, focusing on data science and AI career with some colleagues from Stanford University and Silicon Valley. And we just saw the really need in this space, that really proper training for people to learn and to get jobs in the field. And Dr. Jiran is also co-founder, and he is an academician and professor in San Jose State University. And prior to that, he was in Santa Clara University and KAIST University in Korea. So, and he's also working on medical AI projects with Stanford University and other hospitals around the globe. So both of us has 20 years of experience in this field and very focused on that field. So, and then we have a huge team of faculty and mentors from Silicon Valley in Magnimind Academy. So I will start. So if you have any questions, please ask in the Q&A session and chat sessions. Let me see if there is any questions there. And yeah, we'll follow your questions from there. So what is happening here? We started 10 years ago. That was our field called in general data science field. And now people more switch to this is like a more AI field. So data science, AI is many ways is interchangeable terms. But the core of this whole this AI is a data science. So understanding data, building models from it. And that's how all this ChatGPTs, LLMs, and all that started from there. So AI adoption grew 300% since 2017. It's a big growth in the field. And 90% of Fortune 500 companies now hire data-driven roles. Like all the roles really shifted data science. Even software engineers, so many software engineers roles are shifted to data science and AI roles. And that field is expected to contribute global GDP $15.7 trillion. That's by 2030. But I expect this could really grow much, much faster. So this is really a big change. This is really the best place to be here if you want to have a relevant job in next 20, 30 years. That's what we are really vision here. And that means you're in the right place. And then data science ranked top 3 jobs by Glassdoor for 5 consecutive years. And demand for machine learning and specifically increased 75% since 2022, past 3 years. And that's almost double. So there's not enough qualified candidates, but just really important, I highlight this qualified candidates. There's so many people out there and they have some training, they're not qualified enough to become a data scientist or AI scientist. And this is really the graphs on the right. It just shows the employment rate, like expected employment by 2030. And like next 10 years is going to be at least 35% growth in this just specific jobs areas. And trends and like even Google Trends, you can look at it, shows the needs for data science and people looking for that jobs. That's also increasing significant. So what really you need to do, this is really a traditional path to become a data scientist. And I'm just gonna include the current AI, prompt engineering, all that trends. So initially, you need to have a good background in linear algebra, stats, and Python, and then R. So it doesn't have to be Python and R. It could be many other programming languages, but the most stronger one is currently Python. So you need to have some kind of a programming skills. And before that, you need to have a good analytical skills. And any kind of engineering and science major, we really think that's a good candidate to become a data scientist. Then at stage by stage, you learn to be a good data analytics guy. And then you learn to be using and implementing machine learning and deep learning. So, and then you get more expertise. So, and then you have all this knowledge, and the main thing is your domain knowledge and all this, your skills is making a data scientist. So data scientists have three components: being an engineer and being a domain expertise, like if you're a mechanical engineer, if you're a doctor, so you have your domain expertise, and then have a good understanding of data plus science, and then altogether you will be in a huge demand by companies. So here there's two components here. We say NLP and image processing, and NLP you now add all over LLM, and NLP is the core of LLMs. So now NLP, LLM / image processing, three highly demanded skill set people look for. And that's what our program overall gives, that whole roadmap to become a good data scientist. So I will summarize three challenges people having a hard time to find job, although they finish master's or bachelor's in data science, and they have a hard time finding jobs in that field, because there's whatever people learn in traditional education, there is a gaps with real world applications, and that it limited mentorship. They really don't have a proper guidelines, because the schools, like some schools I know, 500 like students they're getting, like they're just, and then they don't have enough mentors and guidelines to give them a proper training. And then lack of experience is the key, because now there's so much demand and so much really trained people, but they are very junior people and they don't have an experience, and that's the problem to get jobs. So here we come in at 5 really specific distinguishing offers. We provide real world projects. We give throughout the program, we give 5+ mentors. Just to highlight that this is individualized programs with 5+ mentors. People work on one-on-ones. And we provide company experience and Silicon Valley exposure. And then some of our mentors from academy, some of them industry, each comes with its own strength. So, and then plus we only not give that research project experience and company experience. We also give, we have like a strong, throughout the program, you get a strong career roadmap and career support. You have interview sessions, you have career coaches, LinkedIn CV coaches, and very focus on ATS proof resume building for you, and focus on developing FANG application strategy. As you know, FANG is the top tech companies from Silicon Valley. Like it used to be Facebook, now is Meta, Amazon, Apple, Google, Netflix. The goal is to get people into those top companies with their strategy, like how to get in those companies. So that's really the highlight of like a career map. And now I will let Dr. Jaran to give a more deep dive on the program and details. And then I will come back after.
All right. Hello, everyone. And thank you again for participating in this information session. And as Dr. Baday mentioned, this is we designed different programs before this one. I taught in probably 4 different institutions in their data science programs. And more or less, I'm aware of how data science tracks are designed and then what kind of courses are taught. So the special thing about this program is we are actually dealing with each student individually. And then each student is going to be communicating and then working on a project with a mentor. So it's a one-on-one relationship. So and then getting deeper into each part of the program, like whatever you are doing. And there is no set, really fixed, rigid boundary on what you can do and what you can learn, depending on your background, depending on your needs, depending on your choices and preferences. The projects can differ. The depth that we go into projects can be different from one student to another. So we have 3 different paths in this program. The first one is for those who are totally new into the field. So when I say totally new, we had students coming from really different backgrounds, not related to data science, not related to engineering. They just wanted to get into this field. So for those students, what we do is we first try to give the foundational skills. So we used to have a program. Where we used to teach everything from scratch, like statistics, Python. So what we do this time is this student is going to be going through the basics with a data scientist on weekly basis. And then again, depends on how long student wants to remain in this first stage. So it can take from 4 weeks to 8 weeks. So student is going to go through Python, statistics, SQL, machine learning, deep learning. So the goal here is getting prepared for the upcoming projects. So I'm talking about this beginner track. So once we are over with the foundational skills, the next step is we're going to have projects. So we have 6 projects. And again, we have many options here. So for example, you can start with 2 machine learning projects. And then if you're interested in manufacturing, we have a project for manufacturing. If you're interested in healthcare, there is a project for healthcare. I mean, if you're interested in retail, there is a project for retail. So depending on your interests, maybe background, it depends. So you pick finance, you pick a project. So each project will take 1 week, not month, 1 week, ideally 1 week. Sometimes it may take longer, okay? But ideally we want to finish each project in 1 week. So what are we gonna do in 1 week? So what we do is you meet with your mentor, you start with the project. So during the week, you can communicate with your mentor, you can ask questions and then receive responses. But you need to meet with your mentor 3 times so that you can ask questions about, at each time you can ask questions about the project. And what your mentor is going to do is going to go through what you did line by line. Yeah, we can receive help from AI tools. You can write your code very easily using cloud, using ChatGPT, using any other AI tool. But what is important here is we need to understand what is going on. So I wish you can participate in one of the project presentations, and then what kind of questions, exactly like in an interview type of questions you receive. So we ask those questions, we make sure that you understand in and out what this project is about. So again, we started machine learning, 2 projects. Next, we go with 2 NLP projects. Again, it's up to you. You can say, no, I want to continue with additional machine learning projects. Sure. So we have more machine learning projects. And then the next stage is 2 deep learning projects. So our goal is, with deep learning projects, our goal is we want to make sure that you know how to deal with images. If in case you work on an image processing type of project. And second, we want to make sure that you has some understanding of transformers, how LLMs work, and then if you can deal with text. So this is the phase where you're gonna focus on image and text with deep learning models. Again, these 6 projects, the goal with the 6 projects is preparing you for the long-term project. So step by step, we started with foundational skills, then 6 projects. Now it is time for you to get started with your 9-week long-term project. So this project is not well defined. It's a vague project. It's a real project. When I say real project, I can take any cookbook project in this program, and then actually you will see that it's not so easy actually to work on a well-known 1 million times studied cookbook project. But the 9-week long project is not a cookbook project. It's a project that you're gonna work on with a team in one of the startup companies in the Silicon Valley. And these projects can also differ depending on your interests. Okay, so this is the beginner path. So on this path, another thing we want to make sure is you are ready for interviews. So we are going to give you mock interviews, and then once you are done with the projects, a lot of times students don't stop working on the projects, they continue actually working on the projects. We have many students still working on their projects, their individual projects. But what we want to do is we want to also support you when you are on the job market. If you receive any interviews, any opportunities, we want to support you and then give you mock interviews. Make sure that you are ready for those interviews. So this is the beginner path. Well, the intermediate path is if you are already working on some DS or ML role. So if you are already in the market, you have a job, you are already working on it, then again, we want to go through different types of projects with you. We want to make sure that you are ready for the interviews. A lot of times we see that even student is a data engineer, student is a machine learning, it's already finished a data science master's program, has a good background on machine learning. We see that there are a lot of, so we see that the students still may need support on building some foundational skills. Again, even if you are in this following this intermediate path, if we see that, hey, you need to take some time for SQL, or you need to take some time for some of the machine learning models. So we still refer you to one of our mentors, and then individually you're going to work with that mentor on your foundational skills. But here the goal is, in this second path, intermediate path, the goal is make sure that you work on different projects and get ready for the interviews. Okay, so sometimes we also receive students who don't need any type of foundational skills. They're all already have been working on many different projects. They want to just sharpen their interview skills. In that case, what we do is we give support with the designing mock interviews for these students, and that is the advanced track, the third track. So it is all up to you. What we strongly recommend is please take an interview, an appointment with Dr. Badai or someone else from our team, and then just talk. It's like 15-20 minutes. So just learn about the program and then how we can help you individually. Okay. So there is nothing we are asking from you. Just pick an interview time, take an appointment, and then talk with us, and then let's see if we can help you. Right. So that is all I wanted to say about the programs. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Jiran. Yeah, if you have any questions about Dr. Jiran's what he talked about, write in Q&A. So there's some sample projects with our teams are working, like some of our teams are working. We have a lot of medical AI project because Magnimind actually more there are a few fields where we have more deep dive and advanced background as medical AI, financial AI, and we work with companies on that. And especially some of this project we work with Stanford University, School of Medicine. And we have a healthcare robot project monitoring elderly. We have sport medicine project. So tracking really like athletes, and then their injuries, if they're going to be injured or when they get injured, we are following up their therapy sessions. There's so many actually cancer detection projects and very new and an advanced data taken from cancer screening devices. And AI financial projects and AI prediction, stock market project with some companies we're working on. And we're also working on many other fields. The way it works, so we get actually a space from companies, and then we assign projects. So we talk to students and match the students to projects they're interested in. We prefer you work on your really interested field if you have a niche and background in those specific field. Like if you come from biology or medicine, if you come from like a mechanical engineering, we try to find you relevant projects because your job market leverage will increase significantly if you have a strong domain knowledge. So, and then after match with these companies, and we assign mentors along with it, and the mentors work with you on those companies and building their projects. Otherwise, people don't really like to deal with, most companies don't like to deal with interns. They're junior, they're inexperienced, they're not doing much in their projects. However, along with the assigned mentors, that is really significantly improved. And then students are being productive to that companies and they learn that experience. So overall, what you gain when you choose us, there is a real life project experience and a company experience, Silicon Valley exposure, increase interview confidence because 1/3 of our program focuses on career build up. So in coaches, coaching interview mock-up interviews, and then we have also career management coach, like separate person is dealing with your application process. And that's actually, we find it really helpful, and it helps significantly helps the good job findings with that. And the Magnimind has 30,000 people community, and we are actually pioneers in medical AI project, and we have the biggest AI healthcare conference in the world. And we're going to start also a similar one in AI finance. It's a huge community that comes with huge benefits. So if you have any questions, please let us know.
Yeah,
Happy
Dr.
to-
Vale, there is one question. So Sarah is asking, I'm a software tester having some experience with data science and ML. Which program will be a good start? So let me try to answer this, and Dr. Vade, please let me know if you want to say anything on that.
Sure.
So Sarah, I would say talk. We can talk and then see if you need any foundational skills that we think you should first complete. So I would pick the one in the middle, the one in the middle, intermediate path. But even though the intermediate paths, we are saying that we are not going to have that 8-week long foundational skill training period. A lot of students actually really enjoyed, and then they really had really high opinion about that 8 weeks. So they said we really benefited from talking with one person assigned to us, going through each of these topics one by one and making sure that there isn't any gap in our foundational skills. So I will suggest start with the intermediate path, but then we can also talk about like if you need any help with SQL, if you need any help with statistics, or if you need any help with getting started with deep learning. Even though you have some machine learning, data science background, you might need, we may need some help on individual topics. So I would go with the intermediate paths, as I said, but still, yeah, we can talk and then see if you need some extra help on foundational skills.
Great. There is a question about if we train on recent technologies and LLMs and all that. So we started train fundamentals before LLMs, all deep learning, NLP. These are how LLMs build. And we have also specific training on LLMs to our students. And most of our projects now have LLM components, and most jobs is almost half of the data science jobs is requiring that LLM background. So what we really give in Magnimind, we really find anything as student need to strengthen their background. And we add a new component. Sometimes we add workshop for all our students to get trained on that specific component so they strengthen their background and so they can be competitive in job market. And we also ask our mentors and companies assign a component in these projects to strengthen their background. So say, okay, you are doing an imaging project, and then we say that, okay, we should add an LLM component to it. This is what students need in job market. And they try to find a way to add those components so you get real life project experience with it.
Yeah, there's another question, Dr. Baday. So Joy is asking, if I succeed in the program, what outcomes should I expect by the end of the program? So again, let me start, if you please add if you like. So Joy, so in our program, I will say you will get two things at the end of the program. One is a very solid individualized training in our program. A lot of times, so there's material all over the place. There is no problem with material. Whatever you want to learn, you can learn it easily. The problem is we need to get motivated somebody, maybe a group of people, to work on the same thing so that we are going to focus and get motivated. In our case, we provide an individualized training program for you. And again, when we talk with the students, they're really, really happy about this approach, individualized approach. So that is the first thing, a very solid training. Second thing is these 6 projects, and at the end of the 6 projects, this long-term project is going to give you not only training, but some experience too. So you can actually put this in your resume that I worked on this project in this company for this long. So that's actually, I think it's going to be another important outcome. But we don't promise, we cannot promise, and I don't think anyone can promise that we are going to place you in a job. You're going to definitely 100% you're going to find a job. We don't promise that. But our students, it depends, okay, on the job market and also the skills of the student. So this is about a fit. But more, I think I don't remember really any of our students who couldn't find a job. So they all found a job at the end. They all found a job, some really good jobs, some a transitional job, but they found jobs. But we don't promise that. Yeah.
Okay, there is another questions about those internship phase that, and how long will that be and what kind of companies? So internship, usually we guarantee for 9 weeks that you work with companies. And then most of actually we try to ask them to give you really something built from scratch, and this will be essential component of their technology. If not, it's just a really essential component of their technology. So students, if they need it, if there's a good company like a chemistry, they let the students continue work on projects even after 9 weeks. I know some students, even they got jobs, but they still work on those other company because they want to really continue build up. So there's an opportunity to go beyond 9 weeks too. And a lot of them is AI and LLM companies. And yeah, if you have actually more questions, please send us an email. And happy to answer. We're happy to answer and schedule us meetings to understand if you want to understand if you're matched for it. And we have an interview process. Our price is actually currently, $2,000 off. Is in New Year is gonna start with $10,000 for the first one, but it's off for $2,000. Currently, it will be $8,000. But if you go for monthly installments, we have our own plan for 10 months, which $10,000. For each month you pay $1,000. So we have that flexible payment options. In our website, there is an option that you can pick some our third-party payment plans like PayPal's and others. They can give up to 24 months installment plans as well. Happy to answer your questions if you have any after the program. So Dr. Jiran, do you have anything to add?
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you have a great day.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank you for
Bye.
participating in our information session. Bye.